My name is Emery Christie. Welcome to Messages, Magic, and Musings with A1R Psychic Radio. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to join you. This is obviously my first show. What a wonderful opportunity it is. So I thought I'd start by just sharing a little bit about myself. I live in Canada, in Alberta, Canada. I'm living in Lloydminster currently. I'm broadcasting from Medicine Hat in southern Alberta. I have a wonderful opportunity to work in so many different communities already, and now to be able to reach a much larger audience is so exciting. A little bit of personal information about me. I'm a mom of 2 teenagers. I have a rabbit named Kitty, who is absolutely amazing. So one day you may get to meet him. I also I spend so much of my time just connecting with others that are, into exploring all things magical, and it's just what fills my heart. So I hope that during our time together that I will be able to share with you some things that you might be learning for the first time or that you will connect with. There's no bigger honor than to be able to connect with all of you and to connect with people, in some of their most vulnerable moments. I certainly see it as such an amazing honor that people seem to be willing to let me in. So thank you all again for joining me. I thought I would share with you a little bit about what it is that I do and how I found myself in this position. So with what I do, I primarily, of course, do readings. So I am a psychic and a medium with the mediumship aspect. Of course, that's connecting with loved ones. With the psychic aspect, there's so many different things that can be explored. I have a special passion for working through people's traumas, being able to identify the messages hidden in your physical body and your emotional, energetic body. All things that present through you are messages. It's all stored trauma, stored emotions, stored belief systems. So sometimes to be able to truly find the root of things, we really have to be able to read into all of the different pieces of you. Your body is literally screaming at you at times. So it's just amazing that we're all receiving messages, even though I guess sometimes we don't always know what the messages are. So I hope I can shed some light on that for you. I also am really passionate about working with people through relationship guidance, guidance moving forward, the ability to be able to explore things like fertility. Sometimes medical things might pop up. I love working in and exploring past lives. And with past life messages, it's always important to note that anything that ever can be connected to you or communicated to you about past lives is always going to be something that has true relevance to you in this lifetime. So we're never given anything that is just for entertainment's sake, whether it come through a reading, dream, any kind of exploration through hypnotherapy or regression. So, past life is just so magical, but it truly helps us to understand, who we are in this lifetime, maybe why the tone of our relationships is what it is, maybe where a fear or phobia or a special interest or draw comes from. There's simply so much that can be explored through a reading. So I see that we have a caller, Andrea.
Hi.
I'm ready. Hi, how are you, Andrea?
I'm good, thank you.
Wonderful. Nice to connect with you. So, Andrea, may I take a moment before I take your question? I'd like to be able to just connect with your energy, and I like to start by giving your energy a little scan, if I may. Is that all right with you?
Oh, that's great.
Wonderful. Okay, just one moment. Okay, so I'm just doing a brief scan through. Typically, in a full reading, I would spend a bit of time and pick up numerous things, but I'm going to tell you a couple of observations. So I scan just as a way to be able to forge a good connection with you, and it helps me to learn a little bit about you, but also helps you to learn a little bit about you sometimes. So the first thing that came up was that you are in fact very visual, and this is going to flow over into the psychic sense of clairvoyance. I'm of the belief system that we all do have some amount of gift. It's simply a matter sometimes of recognizing it, knowing how to tap into it, seeing it for what it is, because they don't always come across the way we think they're going to. And of course, sometimes we've got reasons why things are stuffed away, or we don't have, maybe a really big purpose in this lifetime around growth and development of those things. So clairvoyance comes forward for you. You're very visual. You might already be experiencing visions, visual dreams. You might be visual when you meditate, pop-up images, seeing colors or lights behind your eyelids when you're at rest, things like that. And then in addition, there was pressure in the throat. And so this is going to indicate some challenge around the throat chakra, which is all about communication through words and expression through emotion. Now, I just wanted to ask you, Andrea, have you ever had any sort of concern or challenges around thyroid function?
About what?
Thyroid function?
About what?
Your thyroid.
No.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to let you know that you might want to read about iodine and iodine deficiency, because it's not saying that you have a clinical issue with your thyroid or anything, but your thyroid actually requires iodine to function properly. And you'll find that through shellfish, iodized salt, seaweed, and if you're not consuming, fairly large quantities, it's going to be taxing on your body as to how it functions. So that's just a really quick connection. Now, please, Andrea, if you would, go ahead with your question.
I would like to know what is in store for me and my family.
Okay. May I ask, what are the names of your family members?
There's Cassandra, Adriana, myself, and their father, Giovanni, and then his mother.
Okay. I am just going to take a moment. There's so much energy in names. And so, a first name is truly generally all we need to make a good connection, whether it's to each other or to those that have passed. So because you are a family unit and you're not simply asking for yourself, that's why I asked for the first names. So I'm just going to take a moment and focus on you. So I'm going to acknowledge things as they come, okay? And sometimes, the clarity of things unfolds as we go. So first of all, it started with a sense of shaky energy. So things have felt very uncertain. It was almost like a vibration in my chest, felt a little bit on the low side, a little bit shaky, perhaps almost like a sense of anxiety or unsettledness. Now, let's see what we find. I get the words cautiously optimistic and a sense of almost tiptoeing into the future. So feeling cautiously optimistic, but really uncertain as to what it is you're moving forward into. Now, okay, so without knowing what it is that we're going into, I'm just going to see how things are going to turn out for you. It feels like for the first time in a while, like things are starting to fall into place. And it feels a little bit like, I feel a little bit hesitant, if I'm in your shoes to almost trust it, because again, it feels like things have been fairly challenging, a little bit on the rough side. And it looks to me like things are going to progress the way that you hope. I want you to be very conscientious of your thoughts. And, I don't know if your family members are open to, the power of the mind, being mindful of the words you speak, being mindful of the thoughts you think. I really encourage you to, if you have concerns or fears, it's okay to speak them. It's okay to talk about them with each other and get them off your chest so that you can then focus on what it is that you want. Hold the vision. And if you've ever heard of the term manifestation, we want to keep the vision of what it is so that you can focus. Now, do you have something specific within this that you want me to focus on?
Yes, I want to know. We have family members fighting over a house that we're in, and I need to know where we're going to be. Like, this is my main concern.
Okay.
There's a lot of greedy people coming in.
Okay. And they're fighting over the house you're in. Now, let's see. There's definitely a voiceless feeling around this, obviously, because it's like you can't get your point across. It feels challenging to be heard. However, I don't think that you are in a position where, it's like all said and done, right? It feels like you've got some legal standing. You do have some reason to believe that things are going to be okay for you. I want you to know that, okay? So let me just take a moment here. So there's at least 2 other parties, correct?
Yes, good, yes.
Okay, so let's see. I'm going to tell you that they're not all on the same page, however many there are. They may have some things in common as far as their view or opinion on how things need to go regarding the ownership of this house or possession of this house. Mm-hmm. However, I sense tension even among them. Okay. And that very well could hurt them in the long run. When it comes to you, I'm going to take the energy of the first names of your family into consideration now when I focus on the house and the outcome. Okay. And let's see what we find.
I just want my family to be okay.
You want what? Sorry? What was that, Andrea?
I just need to know my family's going to be okay.
Yeah,
when it comes to a home, a forever home.
Yeah. You know what, Andrea? I don't foresee you packing up and leaving this home. Okay? Right now, it looks as though there is absolutely reason to believe that you will be staying in this home. So don't give up. You remember that we are huge creators of our future. Okay, so the intention you put in can be huge. The actions you take, the choices you make, the words that you speak can be huge. Do not give up on this because it's 100% showing at this point that you will all be able to stay in your home. Don't give up. The future is not 100% predictable because we all make free will choices and decisions that can shake the course of action that, the outcome ends up being. But I want you to keep the faith. It looks to me like you have every reason to believe you can stay in this home. Okay, so I'm going to send all my best to you and wish you the most positive outcome around this. I hope that you and your family enjoy many, many more nights of restful sleep in your home. Thank you, Andrea. And now I am ready for my next caller. I saw the name. Oh, Tabitha. Hi, Tabitha. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Where are you calling from, Tabitha?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, nice. Happy to connect with you. I'll just take a quick moment. I'm just going to scan through you for a half a minute if that is okay.
Okay.
Hmm. Hmm. You have two things that really stood out to me, Tabitha. One was a lot of sensation in the lower abdomen, and this isn't necessarily physical. This actually is connected to your sacral chakra, and that is connected to so many things. But essentially, it's connected to reproduction, fertility, which means it's all things creation, new beginnings. Okay, so it looks like it's almost like the fire in your belly telling you that this is a time of newness. If there's something you're seeking to create, I want you to put your energy into it. If there's a first step to be taken, if there's something new you're wanting to try, or something that has been nagging at you that you need to move and step into, you've got a lot of great energy behind that at this point. Okay. The other thing is, may I ask you, do you know what I mean when I use the term sympathy pains in a physical way?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
thought so. So, what spirit brings to me is when somebody is physically clairsentient, which means that you psychically feel in a way that is physical. I get a sensation in the top of my arms, and it tells me again that you are able to physically feel messages for other people. So it's very easy to overlook, to not know that you are receiving messages because it can feel like an ache, a pain, all sorts of discomfort that you might consider your own physical discomforts. And yet, in reality, it could be a reflection of somebody's emotion that you're feeling physically. It could be a reflection of an injury, an ache, a pain, a disease. So, you absolutely have the gift of clairsentience in a physical way. It's not just as an empath. I see clairsentience as being two-sided, okay? So you may want to do some exploration around energy protection and things like that if you haven't yet. So thank you for letting me scan you. Now, what is your question?
Well, I just wanted to know with I just lost my husband recently,
Okay. Okay.
February 19th. And I
Okay.
just wanted to know if he have any type of message for me or our son, or
Okay.
you know,
Thank you, Tabitha. And I'm very sorry for your loss. It's very fresh. May I ask, what is your husband's first name?
Timothy.
Okay. And may I ask, what are your children's first names?
Timothy Jr., Tyler Hull, and DeCarlo Williams. And he has
Okay.
a daughter, Monasia, and a grandbaby, Alea.
Okay. All right. Now I'm just going to focus on Timothy and we'll see what he brings us. Okay. First of all, the first thing that comes forward is actually a sense of like knocking. So, knocking, whether it be on a door or just some sort of physical noise. Now, if you're not already noticing little things, creaks, knocks, taps, movement, things that sound physical in ways that you hadn't prior to his passing, please know that he gives indication that that is one of the ways that he is or is seeking to get your attention. Okay. Now, in addition to that, there was just the most brilliant smile come forward, a sense of lightheartedness, of joy. Okay. It was a big, open faced, open, many teeth smile. And so I'm just going to see what he will offer us. So this comes forward as having a very sudden nature to his passing, whether his passing was really unexpected or whether there was a sudden progression to a condition that was already underlying, but there was a sudden nature here. Um, let's see what he
Yes.
brings. Okay. I feel like in this situation, I don't know if he got a chance to feel like he could say goodbye. It's like there's goodbyes that were unsaid with this. Um, he wants you to know that he loves you so much, and as I speak that, my entire body just fills with the heaviest chills from head to toe. It's honestly overwhelming how intense it is. Okay. Have you been experiencing that? Yeah. That's beautiful. Messages, they just don't always come the way we think they're going to, right? And especially, when you're clairsentient, again, it's fairly easy to miss it, because you could be literally feeling, a deceased spirit's, last pains or something from their most recent life. So I'm glad that you resonate with that. Now let's see what else he'll bring for you, Tabitha. He tells me, Tabitha, that his children are literally his pride and joy. This man is so proud of his kids. He seems to be a very open and loving man. He tells me that he spoke his love to them. He only wishes that he could speak it so much more. He wasn't short on the words when it came to expressing his pride or his love. But he's so full of love and joy. He only wishes to be able to convey more. There's just so much love and pride. Now, for you, let me just take a moment here. He's telling me that you're having some problems with your sleep, Tabitha. Understandable after a significant loss, a big change in life. But I want you to know that he tells me sleeping peacefully. He keeps saying sleeping peacefully. He wants you to know that he's at peace, but he wants you to sleep at peace. And he showed an image. I'm gathering that there were times that he, enjoyed spooning behind you. And so it was an image of him literally laying behind you with his arm wrapped around you. He wants you to know that he's there with you. Talk to him when you get in bed. See if that sensation comes forward for you, because he truly is there with you. But talk to him and take moments in between statements just to see if sensations and things come for you. But he wants you to know that he's there.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Tabitha, for the opportunity to work with you. And sending you all the best and so much healing to you and your family.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, Tabitha. Okay, take care. Well, thank you all for listening. So I'm going to take a last couple minutes and just tell you a few added things when it comes to your own gifts, your own awarenesses. There's always magic within all of us to be discovered. It's such an amazing world. And if you are ever curious, what it is that you hold within you, how to access your own messages in connection to spirit, I do teach workshops. You can find my offerings, whether it be readings, energy healing, or workshops, on my page on Facebook, Emery Christie, Psychic Medium. I am so honored to be able to work with so many people, and I am, again, just thrilled to have the opportunity to work with you. If I can be of service to you at all, please know that I'm looking forward to hearing from you. And yeah, I hope that the wonderful questions keep coming to me, and I so look forward to being with you again next week.